Now we're going to look at filters and how you can utilize those to narrow your results. You use filters already in places like Amazon.com to refine your results to what you want. In databases, there's a few filters you'll see in most databases that you'll probably find pretty helpful. In most databases, one of your most helpful filters is going to be related to when it was published. So a lot of the time, your assignment may ask you to select articles that are only 10 years old, only 5 years old. They want them to be really new. So one of the first filters you need to select before you get too excited about a result is the publication years. Make sure your results were published within the time that's required for your assignment. So in Web of Science, it's called publication years. They don't even show all of them. You have to select them one by one for the past 10 years. The other ones are easier than this. Okay, 2010. So let's refine to go ahead and only have things that are from the past 10 years. So now we're down to about 2,500 results. In ScienceDirect, the years do work a little bit similar to that. So we select everything from the past 10 years. So you may have noticed that 2021 is on here. Obviously, we are not in 2021 quite yet. This was filmed in fall. So if you see a date that doesn't exist yet, that just means that you're getting some results of articles that are in preprint. So basically, the journals will allow you to see that something's going to be published. For researchers, that can be really useful. For you, that's not helpful to you because you need to see the article now. So we might actually want to unselect articles from years that were not there yet. To apply this filter, all we had to do is click it, so our results should only have things from the past 10 years. In PubMed, the date filter, you can sort of just drag it. So we can go to 2010. And there we go. So now we are down to 443 results. In PubMed, some other filters that might be useful to you. I don't recommend using the text availability. You see this option that says free full text. That means it's free to everyone, including people who are not at a university. At TW, we have subscriptions to some journals that we had to pay for, and those aren't free to everybody, but it's free for you to use. If you click this free full text, you will kick out results from journals that we do subscribe to, that we have paid for. You won't get those results because you asked for only the free journals. So unless you leave TW for some reason, don't use this filter. If you leave TW, this filter will become helpful because you won't have subscription access anymore, and so you'll just want to be able to see the things that are free. Another type of filter you might find useful is article type. I don't use this one a ton, but if you specifically want review articles, so secondary sources, you can say just give me review articles. There's not one that says give me just original research. You just have to know what original research is. So for example, a clinical trial is original research. Randomized control trial is usually original research. So if you know what original research is, you can filter that way. But if not, there's not really a way to just say just give me original research. There's also this option for publication date where we could have more quickly said just give me things from the past 10 years. And there are some additional filters in PubMed that may be useful to you. One that I use pretty often is sometimes you didn't want to see results about rats. You will see that a lot in a lot of research. It won't be to the human stage yet. You may want to say just give me humans. Occasionally your topic may produce a lot of results in a language that you can't read. All of these languages exist in PubMed. So if you can only read English or English and Spanish or English and Chinese, then you can get just results in the languages that you can read. So another one you may find useful is if you're doing a research topic, let's say on heart disease, males and females get heart disease. So if you are focusing just on females, you will want to click that so you make sure that you're getting females in your search results. If your topic is something that is only associated with males or females, don't bother with this filter. You don't want to click more filters than you need. If you are looking at research relating to ovaries, your results should not include any males, so you don't need to click this filter. The males should already be kicked out at that point. And then finally, you may find age useful. So sometimes people are looking just at children, just at senior citizens, just at young adults. So if you want to look at a specific age, this filter could be useful to you. In ScienceDirect, some other filters that you may find useful besides the date filter. We looked at article type a moment ago. So if you want just review articles and research articles and you don't want books, you do want to click article type and select what you want. Sometimes publication title can be helpful. I don't use it super often unless I don't like the results I'm getting, like they're from a food science journal instead of a nutrition journal. You may find it useful here to not get results from food chemistry. You may want results that are from something more nutrition related. Don't worry about the access type filter. So this one doesn't have a ton of filters, so you may have a little bit of trouble getting your results to under 100. What you can do is try to put in more specific words here, and that can kind of get your results a little bit smaller. In Web of Science, some filters that you may find useful are, we already did publication years, document types. So if you don't want book chapters, you don't want these early access articles that you actually can't see, or you don't want proceedings papers, you can say just give me like articles and review articles. Organizations, you probably don't need to look at that one. That's probably not useful for most of what you're doing. And then Web of Science categories could be useful to you. So again, if you don't want food science, don't click the food science category, but you may want to look at nutrition dietetics or possibly even medicine, general, internal. That one could be useful to you. Maybe oncology. That one's probably not going to look at food science so much. So we could just click nutrition dietetics here just to make sure we're getting nutrition related research. And that's the basics of using filters. Again, you can kind of play with them to see what you get. And remember to only click one new filter at a time and see what that does for you. You don't want to click a whole bunch of filters and accidentally remove results that you could have used.